2023 salaries. Labor Ministry launches probe into debt of dredge owner, and production begins at Mohamed's US $25 million quarry. With the news in detail, I am Jemima Holmes. United States oil giant EXXONMOBIL Guyana on Friday announced the discovery of commercial oil at the Bluefin well in the STABROEK block offshore Guyana. Vanu Manikchand has the details in this report.
This is EXXONMOBIL's first oil discovery in 2024 and will add to the already more than 11 billion barrels of oil equivalent resources in the STABROEK block. According to the U.S. oil giant's statement on Friday, the Bluefin well encountered approximately 197 feet or 60 meters of hydrocarbon-bearing sandstone and was drilled by the Stena Drill Max drill ship in 4,244 feet or 1,294 meters of water. The Bluefin well is located approximately 8.5 kilometers southeast of the Sailfin 1 well in the southeastern portion of the STABROEK block. President of EXXONMOBIL Guyana, Alistair Routledge, said, quote, "Our exploration program continues to improve our understanding of the block's potential to drive viable oil and gas development. This latest find reinforces that we have the people, skills, and technology to safely and responsibly deliver to Guyana from the country's resources." End quote. The Bluefin discovery joins the more than 30 already made on the STABROEK block since 2015. Meanwhile, the Guyana government has welcomed this fourth and ninth oil discovery offshore, reaffirming its commitment to prudently managing the nation's oil and gas sector for the upliftment of all citizens. Currently, EXXONMOBIL, along with its co-venturers, is producing oil in the STABROEK block from 3 FPSOs at over 600,000 barrels per day. The fourth and fifth development projects, Yellowtail and Waroo, are already underway and are anticipated to contribute some 250,000 barrels of oil each following their respective startups in 2025 and 2026. An application for the sixth development, the Whiptail project, was submitted to the Guyana government last year and is awaiting the necessary approvals for the production in early 2027. Exxon has said it anticipates at least 6 projects offshore Guyana by 2027 and a total of 10 FPSOs operational by 2030. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchand.
Once again, here is Vanu Manikchand, this time to report that a significant majority of the cohort of people coming here from neighboring Venezuela are Guyanese or Guyanese descendants. And according to Vice President Barra Jagdeo, the Guyana government has a responsibility to treat and provide for them as for any other citizen here.
Dr. Bart Jagdeo's remarks come on the heels of Shadow Foreign Affairs Minister for APNU, Amanza Walton Desir, questioning government's plan to reintegrate Venezuelan migrants into the Guyanese society. The Vice President said Walton exposed the APNU-AFC opposition's discriminatory stance on migrants and as such argued that of the thousands of migrants who are coming here after fleeing hardship and the worsening economic crisis in the Spanish-speaking nation, only a few are actual Venezuelan nationals, with the majority being Guyanese.
Venezuelan migrant is a misnomer for most of those people. Venezuelan migrants. They're Guyanese. When we say Venezuelan migrants, it's just a few people of the lot that came back home. These are our people. These are our people. They have our blood. They're Guyanese.
According to Jagdeo, many of these persons would have left Guyana and moved to Venezuela years ago in search of a better life after escaping the hardship and oppression that existed here at the time. Now that they are returning, some with their families including offsprings who were born in Venezuela, government has to provide for them.
We can't begrudge them. We can't begrudge them because they sought a better life elsewhere sometime in the past. And so even those who fled Guyana and their kids who were born, these are Guyanese children. Based on our constitution, they are citizens. They are eligible for citizenship here. They have Guyanese blood. I need to repeat that. And that's 90% of them. We have to extend some help to our own people when they come back here. Of course, we have to ensure that all those who stay here, they get a great education and they get help too, and housing and stuff. But these are our people.
Reports indicate that about 40,000 Venezuelan migrants are residing in Guyana, with only some 21,000 officially documented. Earlier this week, Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation Minister Hugh Todd told a multi-agency coordinating committee meeting that the long-term objective was to integrate these persons into the Guyanese society, but in the meantime, the respective agencies are tasked with combining resources to provide services in key areas such as healthcare, education, labor, sanitation, shelter, food, and clothing for the most vulnerable. However, the opposition MP has questioned how this objective was arrived at by government, since no consultation was held with the Guyanese public, nor was the matter raised in the National Assembly. Walton Desir noted that the opposition will support providing humanitarian relief until these persons can safely return to their home country, a position that Jagdeo said must be condemned.
I think it's part of what we've spoken about, that APNU has too narrow a political view. It's too caught up in this kind of elitist approach to development and benefits from development that makes them unsuitable to govern a country like ours that is multi-ethnic and multi-religious. You have to have a broad-based approach. You have to approach this that these are all our people, regardless of their color, even their political affiliation. They're our people, and therefore they have to enjoy benefits equally. And so we must condemn this.
Reporting for the Evening News, Fanu Manik-Chand.
We are now joined by Rupasi Narayan, who tells us that hours after Vice President Bara Jagdeo told the nation that the GTU had refused to accept the government's 3-year agreement for salary increases, the union's president, Mark Light, issued a verbal ultimatum that if the government does not indicate that it would return to the table to discuss 2019 to 2023 multi-year proposals, then the union would return to the streets.
On Thursday, Vice President Bara Jagdeo disclosed that the government was willing to agree on salary increases for 2024 onwards, but the executives who met with the Ministry of Education walked out on the offer. After abandoning Tuesday's meeting, the second engagement since the resumption of talks, President of the GTU Mark Light indicated during his live broadcast on Thursday that the GTU is returning to the court since it is believed that the mediation agreement has been breached.
We will go back to the court, and as I speak, I believe that the filing is occurring or will occur in the short term. So we're going back to the court, as we did indicate. This was a court-ordered mediation for a specific period of discussion. So let the court adjudicate on the matter. The third next step is that we will resume industrial action if the government fail to return to the table. If the government fail to return to the table to treat with 2019-2023.
High Court Justice Sandil Kisoon has granted conservatory orders for the government to continue paying teachers and deducting the union dues until the legal proceedings have been determined. The court had also appointed 2 mediators to engage with the Education Ministry and GTU, which led to the resumption of negotiations last week. The GTU president insisted on Thursday that while the union is available for continued talks with the government, those negotiations have to cover the period outlined in the 2019 to 2023 multi-year proposal.
We are willing to compromise on the years specified in the multi-year proposal. What that compromise will be is to be fleshed out over the table. The government has to return to the table to say, look, we want 2024 and beyond. But we hear you, 2019, 2023. Come and talk to us. Let's have a compromise, if you will. The union is ready to accommodate those kinds of discussion. But we are not prepared. We are not prepared to negotiate 2024 and beyond. That will not happen. Our position is resolute in that regard.
Education Minister Priya Manik-Chand on Wednesday questioned whether it is reasonable to pay salary increases to teachers for 2020 to 2022 when they were at home during the COVID-19 pandemic. She told media operatives that she hoped good sense would prevail in the best interest of the country's children and has maintained that there was no breakdown in talks between the Ministry of Education and the GTU. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
However, the Guyana Teachers Union approached the High Court on Friday with an application asking the court to order the government to engage in collective bargaining for salaries from 2019 to 2023. In addition, the union is asking the High Court to declare that the bargaining agent has a right to negotiate from 2019 to 2023, and the refusal to do so constitutes a breach of the GTU and its members' right to collective bargaining. Further, the GTU has requested the court to declare that the minutes dated March 7, 2024 created a binding agreement for negotiations, and that agreement arising from the minutes dated March 7, 2024 created legitimate expectations. The union is also asking the High Court to order Chief Education Officer Saddam Hussein and Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education Shanil Hussein Autar to be held in contempt of court for their unwillingness to discuss collective bargaining for the period in question. Meanwhile, the Alliance for Change has called on the Guyana government and Guyana Teachers Union to recommence talks to resolve the current deadlock between the two parties as it relates to salary increases. At a press conference on Friday, Chairperson Cathy Hughes expressed the belief that this would be best for the nation's children.
What we expect the government to extend details of information in terms of when next they can meet and come to the table. It is unacceptable that something of this magnitude that impacts the entire society and all our children cannot ensure that the two parties sit and come up with some kind of agreement that is acceptable to both parties. The head of the GTU, I noticed in the news last night, said that they are willing still to negotiate. So we have to get back to the table, as Justice Kisoon has instructed. And if the two mediators need to return back to the room, then we suggest that that is maybe a next step.
Let's now tell you that production has commenced at Mohamed Enterprises Quarry located in the Upper Mazaruni district of Region 7, and it is on course to produce 500,000 tons of stones and aggregates by year-end. 3 tugs and barges are presently in international waters en route to Guyana and are expected to arrive in 2 weeks' time. Once here, the transport of stones and aggregates from the production site to the company's Providence, East Bank Demerara waterfront property would commence. There, the commodities would be available for purchase. With several massive infrastructural projects underway, there is undoubtedly an increase in demand for stone, and Mohamed's Quarry is ready to supply the local and foreign construction markets. The project would not only bring benefits to the construction sector by supplying operators, but would also see the creation of jobs for locals. Apart from employment, the necessary framework has been put in place to ensure that the company fulfills its corporate social responsibility to the community, whether economically, educationally, or through infrastructural development. In June 2022, Haiti's World Inc., a subsidiary of MOHAMED'S enterprise, signed a long-term Memorandum of Understanding with China Harbor Engineering Company Guyana Inc. to pursue the US $25 million QUARRY project to cater to the needs of the country's booming construction sector. Coming up on the other side of the break, partially decomposed body of child found at ECCLES dump site, and Labor Ministry launches probe into death of dredge owner. More news at the end of this short break.
Are you having sore throat, fever, coughing, headache, or runny nose? Take Cetamol Cold and Flu day or night. Ask your pharmacist for Cetamol Cold and Flu and get back to the happier you.
Distributed by Massey Distribution.
Are you having sore throat, fever, coughing, headache, or runny nose? Take Cetamol Cold and Flu day or night. Ask your pharmacist for Cetamol Cold and Flu and get back to the happier you.
Distributed by Massey Distribution.
I bet for the excitement. I bet for the thrill. I bet to win with I Bet Supreme. Get a $1,000 welcome bonus when you sign up. Top up and cash out with MMG. Visit ibetgamesur.com or your nearest iBet location.
Transitions Light Intelligent Lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Are you looking for an exciting Easter? Look no further than Digicel stores for incredible savings and a free Easter surprise. This Easter, Digicel is offering an extravagant deal. Purchase the Samsung A05 for just $21,000 or the Samsung A24 for only $39,500 and receive a free kite with your purchase. Make this Easter a memorable one. Visit a Digicel store today and crack open these amazing deals. Digicel, the network for everyone.
Decor, stock the finest in the country. Both ceramic and porcelain, tiles and chandeliers you'll see while you shop around stress-free. Well, train stop at warming halls, make your shopping smooth and calm, providing you with quality to match your style that's so unique. Decor.
I bet for the excitement. I bet for the thrill. I bet to win with I Bet Supreme. Get a $1,000 welcome bonus when you sign up. Top up and cash out with MMG. Visit ibetgamesur.com or your nearest iBet location.
back. Thanks for staying with us. The partially decomposed body of a child was on Friday discovered at the Hague's Bosch landfill in ECCLES, East Bank, Demerara. Luanda McAllister has the details in this report.
The chilling find was made around 13 hours by a garbage picker combing through the site. According to the man, while sifting through the refuse, he stumbled upon what he initially thought was a doll. Upon closer inspection, he realized it was the remains of a child, prompting him to alert others on the scene immediately. Describing the distressing scene to the evening news, the garbage picker shared that the child, a boy believed to be only a few months old, appeared to have suffered significant trauma with his head and face crushed. In addition, one of the child's hands was amputated. Speculating on the cause, he suggested it might have been due to the operation of a bobcat clearing the area. Further sharing details, the man said that the child seemed to be of Amerindian descent. He said the area where the body was discovered typically receives fresh garbage only from garbage trucks, indicating that the child had been disposed of recently, possibly within the last 24 hours. He also shared that it might be difficult to identify which garbage truck dumped the child because that is not monitored. Following the harrowing find, the Guyana Police Force was called in to handle the situation. The child's body was swiftly removed from the site for further investigation. Reflecting on the traumatic experience, the garbage picker expressed deep shock, admitting that despite being trained to handle such situations, encountering a body was beyond anything he had imagined. He said to him it was shocking that anyone would want to dispose of their child in such a manner. Luanda McAllister, reporting for the Evening News.
First Lady Arya Ali on Thursday commissioned 2 recreational parks on the East Bank Berbice corridor in Region 6. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael reports that these parks are part of the National Beautification Project, which is being undertaken by the Office of the First Lady.
Just over 3 years ago, when I became First Lady, I committed to using my office the best way I could for the advancement of Guyana and our people. I decided that cleaning up Guyana, beautifying it, and creating wholesome, safe spaces would be my utmost priorities, and it would help to amplify the massive development projects taking place across this country, like many of the others you see across Guyana. So I launched the National Beautification Project, which aims to not only improve the scenic qualities of our country, but also to raise awareness and appreciation for our natural environment.
That was First Lady Arya Ali as she commissioned Brothers Recreational Park along the east bank of Berbice on Thursday. The other park that was commissioned was Lonsdale Recreational Park. She was high in her praise for the Public Works Ministry for the role it played in ensuring that the park was completed within a specific timeline. She pointed out that parks hold enormous value which can be easily taken for granted. A robust ecosystem of public parks followed by frequent recreational programs for public participation can significantly elevate the status of a community and improve the lives of residents, the First Lady noted.
Parks also create employment opportunities. Apart from the persons who were employed to design and build these parks, we will have part-time workers managing them, and that will create additional employment opportunities for the residents of these 2 communities. Secondly, public parks help to improve our quality of life by promoting physical activities and appreciation for the natural environment. Playground activities enable children to learn problem solving, teamwork, and skills which could only benefit them into their adulthood. It also provides an opportunity for children to benefit from parental guidance, which parents participate in these activities. I say all of that to you, that these 2 parks were designed and created with you, the residents, in mind. This is your safe space, one which you must take great pride in and utilize exactly how it was meant to be utilized.
The First Lady further stated that assistance would be provided to set up management committees for each of the newly commissioned parks. Meanwhile, Region 6 Chairman David Armagon, in highlighting the importance of recreation, called on residents of the two communities to care for and ensure the security of the facilities. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
The Ministry of Labor has launched an investigation into the death of 60-year-old Bertram Willie after he met his demise in a mining incident at Cowing Back Dam, Upper Mazaruni River, on March 6, 2024. It has been reported that on the day in question, Willie of Wisrock Housing Scheme, Linden, was operating his dredge when a portion of land caved into the river, thus causing him to be knocked into the water. An alarm was raised and nearby miners found the motionless Willie pinned underwater by a tree stump. Using a nearby dredge, he was pulled from the water and then transported to the Imbamadai Health Post, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. An autopsy revealed that he died from asphyxiation due to drowning. Following the incident, a team was dispatched to the area to investigate the incident, after which a report would be submitted to Minister Joseph Hamilton. Investing in women is more than a moral or social obligation. Rather, it sets the foundation for a society that values equality, innovation, and sustainability. This is according to the president of the Berbice Chamber of Commerce, Samantha Reed. She made the comment while addressing a group of women at an event organized by the Chamber on Thursday in observance of International Women's Day. Andrew Carmichael was at the event and filed this report.
The president of the Berbice Chamber of Commerce, Samantha Reed, stated that investing in women's education, supporting women entrepreneurs, and opening avenues for women in leadership sets the foundation for a society that values equity, innovation, and sustainability. For Guyana, this principle holds the key to unlocking our nation's full potential. She added that as the economy grows, especially with the recent expansions in energy, agriculture, and the technology sector, the role of women becomes even more critical, creating opportunities for women in these sectors.
In recent years, Guyana have made significant strides in recognizing the importance of gender equality and women empowerment. From the First Lady's initiative, the beautification process, the sanitary initiative, we can see all around Guyana, the head is taking the lead in helping women, coming along, helping girls. So we can see where our nation is going, enhancing women, empowering women from the grassroots organization to the national policies. Efforts are being made to ensure women have the support they need to thrive. We see women leading in academia, in business, in politics, in communities, breaking barriers. Women are on boards more now than before, but there's much more to be done.
Investments must be made in education for girls, supporting women-led startups, and ensuring women have equal access to emerging job markets. This, Reed pointed out, will require concerted effort on all fronts. However, the exercise saw several women who would have made significant contributions to society being honored. Among them was the proprietress of Churchview Hotel, Yulauti Bukmohan, who has also been an advocate for women. In addition, Swarswati Sri Paul, who started at a young age selling rice in the New Amsterdam market and now owns leading supermarkets in the town, was also honored for her role in business. Other women who were recognized were Stephanie Bowery, a renowned poet and storyteller; Ramdilari Maharaj, who made an enormous contribution to the sustainability of Indian culture; Catherine Archer, an educator who was involved in various facets of community development, including the municipality; Winifred Harewood, a former mayor, teacher, sports official, pastor, and community activist; Barbara Pilgrim, a former mayor, parliamentarian, community activist, and a woman of courage; Onika Ramchuchit, who led Guyana's first female team to international recognition in Canada; and Esther Bowning, who raised and cared for more than 150 orphans, including babies. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
As plans for the encompassing of ideas and training for agriculture are being implemented, a Fab Lab replicated from the one in Costa Rica is set to be established within Guyana. Michael Henry has the details.
Though many countries lack in their capacity to construct technological aid as it relates to their agricultural sector, The Guyana School of Agriculture is set to soon establish a Fab Lab. This was announced by Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa, who gave an insight into the plans of this initiative.
We are planning to build a center of excellence where we can encompass all the ideas and all the training in agriculture right here. Also, we'll build a Fab Lab that the ICA has one like those in Costa Rica at their headquarters that we are looking to replicate in Guyana.
Amongst the establishment of the Fab Lab, other plans are set to be established as Guyana is set to see the establishment of a brand new data center.
Also, we are now looking to build a situation room, a data center, where we can have real-time data, not only for Guyana, but the Caribbean, so that we can drive this process that we're talking about.
Derived from President Dr. Irfan Ali's vision of making Guyana the food hub throughout the region, Mustafa stated that the UNDP and the Canadian government are in support of this cutting-edge technology.
The UNDP, both the UNDP rep and the Canadian High Commissioner would have alluded to the fact that President Ali's vision is to ensure that Guyana become that center or that hub in producing and distributing food around the Caribbean. And we have seen over the last 2 years the import of the food import bill start to decline also in the Caribbean because of the work that we have been doing.
He also unveiled other innovative projects the ministry has started which were adopted by farmers.
Right here in Mandripo, not far away, we have another greenhouse or another hydroponics farm, one of the largest in the Caribbean, 20,000 square feet, that are producing all leafy vegetables right next door here. And that's a tremendous project for us because we are seeing a number of persons now have been engaged in that project. Why I am mentioning these things? Because I am not talking about this here right now, but I am talking about these other projects. Because it's important that we mention what we have started.
This is Michelle Henry reporting for the Evening News.
40-year-old Wilhelmina Kendasamy had endured years of abuse from her husband, and it all ended when she reported the matter to the police, resulting in him being charged and jailed. But it did not stop there. Now her in-laws have ordered her family to leave the house, over which they have full control. Andrew Carmichael spoke with the woman who said it was because she stood up to years of abuse.
Kendasamy of East Kanji Burpees and her 9 children, 8 of whom are attending school, have been living at the house for the past 7 years. She was given up until Friday to move out, but she has nowhere to go. Despite not owing the Guyana Power and Light, her in-laws, she stated, were instrumental in cutting the power to the building. Attempts were also made to disconnect the water supply.
I'm getting a hard time with the chair and father to support them. During my pregnancy with a little boy, he keep putting me out from here. He don't want to look after his children. I end up I get baby now. He mother putting me out of the house.
Kendasamy is unemployed and her husband has been sent to prison for breaking a restraining order.
When he drink and come back and beat me up, don't give me money. I've got to end up begging my family for get things for my children them. I'm willing to go and work, but my children them too small. I can't go and work and leave them because I'm frightened going out and leave my children them. Sometimes things do happen to them because it's your children. So I have to stay by. They're so small, I got to stay in to help look them after.
What are the ages of the girls?
My daughter is 9, Princess is 9, Crystal is 8, Aline is 7.
The couple had been together since 2008, but she claimed that it was difficult to communicate with her mother-in-law, even before her husband was sent to prison.
She told Franklin to bring me those children to live here and that we try and make a life. And now when we're trying to do that, this way she put me out of the home because I can't get a relationship anymore with Richardson because he's too abusive to me.
The woman says she applied for a house lot in 2015 and remains on the waiting list. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bird reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Saturday, March 16, 2024 at 22 hours 30 for 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed at 7 hours 55 on Saturday, March 16, 2024, also for 1.5 hours.
National Bodybuilding Novices built for Linden tomorrow. This and more coming up in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Entrepreneurs, coconut byproducts are in high demand. How can you cater to that demand? By investing in a coconut shredder from Sylvie's. Guaranteed to increase your output, this 110-volt stainless steel machine shreds coconut in seconds, allowing you to also save on labor and time. From the shreds, you can create coconut powder, oil, milk, etc. Order yours now at sylviesonline.com or at our 31 High and Hatfield Street store.
It's a new day with Shilling Oil. A unique blend of natural oils to help ease and soothe the day-to-day discomforts of life. Get relief from muscle and joint pain, headaches, and congestion. Shilling Oil lets you get back to the things you love doing most. Water relief with Shilling Oil. Distributed by Massey Distribution.
Are you looking for an exciting Easter? Look no further than Digicel stores for incredible savings and a free Easter surprise. This Easter, Digicel is offering an extravagant deal. Purchase the Samsung A05 for just $21,000 or the Samsung A24 for only $39,500 and receive a free kite with your purchase. Make this Easter a memorable one. Visit a Digicel store today and crack open these amazing deals. Digicel, the network for
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
I bet for the excitement. I bet for the thrill. I bet to win with I Bet Supreme. Get a $1,000 welcome bonus when you sign up. Top up and cash out with MMG. Visit ibetgamesur.com or your nearest iBet location.